yellow uniforms here tonight. And the center jump is controlled by Wright State. Youngstown State will come out in a man-to-man. Don't play a lot of zone, but there's a near steal, and it is. Ball taken away by Olison, and he had it stolen on the other end by Trey Calvin. Calvin dribbling it to the left corner, throws it back out front. Basili fakes the three, off to Finke. Finke dribble drive, back out front to Holden. Holden goes inside, and he's fouled.
Yeah, I got two hands on him, a little shot fake there, got his man off balance, and then he took it right to the basket. You know, both teams made good defensive plays there. That was a pass to the wing, and they anticipated that pass.
Inbounds pass goes to Holden, lays it up and in on a little toss off the baseline, 2-0 Wright State.
Well, that's kind of a scouting report, because that Wright State, that's not the first time they've done that. They've done that several times this year. And
here's Cohill. He'll draw a lot of attention. Lightning quick point guard. Off the dribble against Finke. Goes inside. He's double teamed into the corner. Akuche takes it inside. Strong with the right hand. Puts it in over Basili.
Nice move there. He got his, again, a little shot fake. Got his man a little bit off balance and then took it right to the basket. And he was contested there.
Trey Calvin off the screen knocks down a three and gives Wright State a 5-2 advantage.
You can't go behind screens on Trey Calvin. I mean, he's too good a shooter. There was a screen there, and the Youngstown player went behind the screen, gave Trey a little bit of space.
Cohill off the screen. Finke battles through it. Cohill, crossover dribble, pull-up jumper at the elbow, short, and the rebound to Calvin.
Too much dribbling on that possession.
Calvin goes inside, leaves it for Braun under the bucket, lays it up and in. It's now 7-2 Wright State. We played a minute and a half.
Well, that's why AJ got a start tonight. Gives you a little bit more size inside. I mean, there's two freshmen there, Dunn for Youngstown and AJ for Wright State. Neither one of them is real physical, so it's kind of a trade-off.
It's Dunn, one of those players you mentioned, against Braun. Goes inside, turnaround off balance, misses it, rebound Holden.
Like there was some contact there.
Basili running the floor, goes in and dunks it with two hands.
Now, this is a kind of start that Coach Nagy was hoping for. 9-2 start. Raiders are moving the ball and making it happen off of misses by Youngstown. That's what you got to do if they miss a shot.
Very athletic, goes inside, forces one up, missed it, get his own rebound. In traffic, he's fouled.
Yeah, this is off the break here. You see Grant, just a good move. I mean, stepped right through on Akiche and got some space there and got the dunk.
Going to have free throws for Akuche.
Akiche is such a quick jumper. I mean, he takes a shot, but he gets off the ground so quick.
Career high 34 points against Detroit Mercy this season, and he makes that first free throw. 83% from the line.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's a really good free throw shooter too. I mean, Youngstown as a team shoots 76%, was just okay, but
he makes them both. It's 9-4. Clock running with 17:38 to play here in the first half.
Their four top players all shoot it at better than 80%.
Youngstown State staying in their man. Calvin with the basketball. Short pass over to Holden. Throws it inside the Braun. Goes up in traffic. Misses the shot. Rebound Akuche.
That's good defense there by Akuche. You got a hand up. AJ left it a little short.
Cohill will try a three-pointer. It rims out. Rebound Finke. Hand off to Holden. Junior will bring it up the left side. Picked up by Rattan Mays. Wing right Calvin. Corner Finke, quick pass inside to Braun, who lays it up and in. Quick step, got the easy bucket.
Well, you said the key thing there, quick pass. I mean, that ball went right through Tim Finke's hands. It didn't get in his hands very long. You got right into AJ, and AJ took it right up.
Cohill nearly lost it from Akuche. Now he gets it back. Rattan Mays, high rainbow three is short. Basili the rebound.
I don't know about that shot. That's the kind of shot you take at the end of the shot clock, and the shot clock had a lot to go on it.
Holden with it. Down low post right. Basili. Couple of dribbles, back to Holden, back to Basili. Against Akuche, goes in with the left hand and puts it in. And the Raiders off to a hot start, lead it by 9, 16-18 to play in the first.
I talked before the game about the fact that the Wright State needed to go into Basili right away, establish the inside game, and they've done that.
Olison, step back jumper, wide open, nails it just inside the three-point line. Olison, an excellent player. out of Memphis, averaging 12 per game, 19 double-figure games this year. Wright State with a basketball. They've made 6 of their first 7 shots. We'll make it 7 out of 8. Holden on the pass from Basili, lays it in.
Well, he got behind the defense there, Chris, and they didn't know where he was. That was good recognition by, I guess it was, I don't know who threw that pass. Basili. But that was a great recognition there.
Akuche holding it out front.
Good defense by Tim Finke.
Dribbling against Basili. Had it stolen by Holden. Holden on a 2-on-1 goes inside. Euro step with a right hand, left it short. Got his own rebound, puts it up. Nope, and a foul.
Sometime, and this will be their 3rd consecutive winning season under Jared.
As we come out of the break, Tanner Holden, who has made more free throws than any player in Division I NCAA basketball, misses the first of 2. Came into tonight's game 79%.
Well, he's a real candidate. Now he misses both of them.
And it goes out of bounds, and unfortunately for Youngstown State, Hunter, who just checked into the game, could not hold on to it.
He's a real candidate for Player of the Year. I think in this league there's 3 players. Davis at Detroit, and Holden with Wright State, and
Basili has it inside. Turnaround jump hook is missed, and the rebound to Ollison.
And Kane at Oakland. Those are the 3 players I think that have the best chance of being selected Player of the Year in this league.
We just saw Scott Nagy just a moment ago telling us on his coaches show earlier this week, got to find a way to get this team ready as we head into the final week of the Horizon League regular season schedule.
Yeah, these are like tournament games right now. I mean,
Raton Mays, fadeaway jumper, good shot off the right lane line, knocks it down. Youngstown State 3 for their first 8 here early. Keaton Norris checked in after that timeout for Wright State. Quick pass again inside. Basili, turnaround jump hook, left it short. Akuche the rebound.
No, Akuche can defend him inside. He's tall enough and strong enough, and he bothered Grant on that shot.
Ton Mays, turnaround jumper on Norris. That one is missed, and Finke picks up the rebound. Raiders up by 7, 14-12 to play in the first. Pass inside to Finke, out to Norris. Back out front to Holden.
That's where Norris has got to be ready to shoot the ball. On a kick out like that, he was open. That's the thing he doesn't do. He just doesn't.
Finke misses a 3 from the corner.
Just not ready to shoot the basketball.
On the other end, nice play by Norris, but can't handle it is Calvin on the save attempt by by Basili, and there to put the ball in is Ollison for the easy bucket.
Well, one thing you don't want to do is throw the ball back inbounds under the other team's basket, and that's what Trey did there. Now, it took a bounce off the Youngstown player, but it went right into the Youngstown teammates' hands.
Here's Holden inside, leans in with the left hand and put it in. Looked like Youngstown State was in a 2-3 zone that last time. Substitutions ready to check in for both teams. 13-18 to play in the first half. Raton Mays double teamed. Akuche, short corner right. Left hand pass, other corner. Ollison, step back 3, got it. 17-13. The lead now cut to 4 with 13:05 to play in the first.
Well, Youngstown's starting to heat up here. That was a great pass, cross-court pass. Good vision by Youngstown to see him on the weak side.
Elbow jump shot rolls around and out for Tanner Holden.
Nobody got to the glass there for Wright State. Against the zone defense, you want to get to the glass because it's hard to box people out.
Cohill going inside against 2 players, had it stripped away and stolen by Holden. Youngstown State has made 3 of their last 4 field goal attempts. Finke for 3, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Youngstown State.
Well, usually those are pretty good shots. You're on the break, nobody's out there on you, but the problem with that is if you miss it, you're not going to get the rebound because nobody's under the basket.
Akuche down to the corner, double teamed, beats the ball out. Raton Mays up for 3. It's no good. Rebound Holden.
Youngstown
Holden all the way down the other end for Finke, and he threw it away.
Youngstown's taking some quick shots.
Got substitutions for the Raiders. C.J. Wilburn, Andrew Wellage will check in. Also for Youngstown State, Long is now into the game. Owen Long.
Yeah, he's a 6'2" junior. He's averaging 3 points a game. He's made 12 threes on the season, shooting 39%.
Youngstown State with a possession right now. They're 5 for 12 here early, trailing only by 4. Cohill off the dribble, goes inside, off balance with the left hand, lost it out of bounds. Here is you see C.J. Wilburn into the game along with James Mans, who gave this team some, and you can hear the crowd, he's a crowd favorite, gave him some good points off the bench in that loss to Detroit Mercy.
Yeah, he sure did. He came in and immediately made
Norris with the basketball.
Impact on the game. He came in and hit a couple of shots.
Holden back out to Norris. He's wide open from three. He drains it.
See, now that's why he needs to shoot it more often. He's a good shooter. He's got to learn to get that thing off quick, and he'll learn that. He'll learn that this summer. But that was a good job right there. He caught it and he shot it. He didn't hesitate.
Norris first three off the bench. He averages 3 per game. Cohill out front, nice crossover, and we got an offensive foul. That's going to go on Thomas, who checked into the game.
See, that's Cohill's fault, though. I mean, he didn't let the screener get set. When that occurs, it's always the ball handler's fault, and he just gets in too big of a hurry to make his move. He knows what he's going to do when the screen's set. Just hesitate a little bit, and that will never be called.
2013 Raiders. Wright State 2 for 4 outside the arc here early. Mans back to Norris. Right corner Welledge, lob inside for Wilburn, and it's knocked away by Thomas out of bounds.
Yeah, good defense by Thomas. He anticipated that pass, got his right arm up, and just knocked it out of bounds. If he hadn't done that, it probably would have been a layup.
Norris will inbound on the baseline, 20 on the shot clock. Welledge, catch and shoot from the right side is good.
Wow, that's not an easy shot. And you know, there's a player that you just never know. He's had some really good moments this season, and then he's had games where he just never got into the game. But that's a good start for him tonight. This
is Long, back to Cohill. Cohill against Holden, off balance, throws the ball up, and he's fouled. Foul on Tanner Holden. 10:46 to go in the first half. The Raiders are up 22-13.
Here's it comes off the screen, and then, I mean, that's just a catch and shoot. That's not an easy shot. On TV, it looks good. It looks like an easy shot, but it's not an easy shot. You're moving. You come to a jump stop. You got to jump in the air, gather yourself, and make the shot.
25 points in the first meeting for Dwayne Cohill against the Raiders. His first free throw is up and good. 82% at the line for the transfer from the University of Dayton. Trey Calvin back in for Wright State. And Tanner Holden will get a rest. For Cohill, his first points of the night. He had a career-high 31 against UIC recently.
Well, he's been on a roll. I'd say the last 15 games, he's been in double figures every single time and has had some real significant scoring games.
And he makes the second free throw, and he'll come out of the game. And Rattan Mays is back in for the Penguins, who put on full court pressure.
Yeah, a little bothersome here. I think it's just a token press. They'll get out of it once the ball's inbounds. Just a little man-to-man, picking them up down the court. I've talked about this before. I don't understand why more teams don't do this. You run some minutes, some seconds off the shot clock, and you don't have to defend for as long.
Norris over to Welledge. Feeds it low to Mans. Mans working against Hunter. 10 to shoot. Good in the post is Mans. He goes up, off the rim, gets his own rebound, knocked away. He battles for it. It goes out of bounds, and it will go to Youngstown State. A.J. Braun will check in for Wright State. C.J. Wilburn is out. So Coach Nagy, something we haven't seen a lot of, Coach, this year. He's using a lot of his bench here early.
Yeah, more so than normal. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. He's played. Well, James Mann's a player that doesn't ever play, and he's got him in here early.
I pose to Thomas, out to Long. He feeds it. Rattan Mays goes inside, and he's bumped as he goes up for the shot, and a foul on. Looks like to be James Mans.
Well, give Rattan Mays credit there. He's the one that created. I mean, he went right into the defender, and that's what you want to do. I mean, if you're on the run like that, it's going to be a tough shot. That's Ollison. That's not. I thought that was Rattan Mays, but that's Ollison.
2, not 22. Okay.
He took it right to the basket. And he created the contact.
Ollison has 7 to lead the Penguins here early. Make it 8 as he makes the first 2 free throws. He's 3 for 4 from the floor tonight. Now, 1 out of 2 at the line.
They list him at 6'4". He looks taller than 6'4". Very athletic.
And he missed the second one in the rebound to Wright State's Welledge. 22-16. Wright State with the ball. Norris crosses midcourt against Long.
But Ollison is their best three-point shooter. He's made 54 on the season, and you know he'll dribble drive on you too. So that's a guy that's tough to defend.
Round to Welledge. 15 on the shot clock. Welledge off the screen of Mans. Picks up his dribble. He needs some help. He throws it inside to Braun. 7 to shoot. Out to Norris. Trying to create. Over to Welledge. He'll fire the 3 in front of the Penguin bench and miss it. And the rebound to Long.
That was not a good possession for Wright State. I mean, good defense by Youngstown. They did a great job defensively there.
Thomas with that big body, little jump hook inside on Braun, scores.
Well,
22-18
You catch
Raiders.
the ball in that deep, you're in trouble, and that's what A.J. did. He let him catch it in there way too deep. Good job by Thomas to get in that deep, where all he has to do is just get it right over the front of the rim.
Calvin pull up in the paint, misses it. Thomas the rebound. Youngstown State down by 4. Raiders have been scoreless in the last minute and a half.
Well, 3 straight possessions without a score.
They're going to get down low to Thomas again with that big body. Goes in with a jump hook, missed it, rebound Welledge.
That time I thought Thomas got in a little bit too big of a hurry.
In the backcourt, a foul is going to be called on Long for reaching around on Welledge, who gets an earful from his coach.
Well,
with 8:49 to play in the first.
Yeah, I think what Coach Nagy wanted to do is kick it up the sideline. Instead of dribbling the ball, pass it up the sidelines. The passes are much faster up the court than dribbling. He was just dribbling the ball, trying to get around his man. When Coach, I think, wanted him to get it up the floor with the pass.
Raiders starters are back now on the floor. Holden, Basili, and Finke re-enter. Akuche back in for the Penguins. Holden with the basketball, deep on the left wing, back out to Finke, reverses it right side to Calvin. Throws it down to the post to Braun. Braun against Hunter, dribbling down in, nearly had it picked away, throws the ball back out to Calvin. Calvin back in the Braun, one bounce, waits, goes up, score the bucket and a foul.
That was a good job by that was a good 2-man game between AJ and Trey Calvin. Youngstown almost stole that pass. Right there you see it on the replay, and a great pass from Trey Calvin. And AJ took his time, waited. He waited for the defender to clear him, and then he took it up strong, got fouled, make the layup. AJ's been a key contributor here early in this game. I mean, he's done a good job.
Hunter was called for the foul. He comes out of the game. Dunn is back in. Braun misses the free throw. Raiders now 0 for 3 at the line here in this first half with 8:20 to play. Right sideline Long to Rattan Mays. Here's Dunn over to Akuche. Shot fake, goes into the paint. Hesitation, nice spin move, and dunks it right around Basili.
Oh, that was a great move. That was a great move. Wow, he just put he put Grant Basili in the cookie jar and just took it right away from him.
Both of them announced today on the Horizon League All-Academic team. Holden picks up the ball, gets the ball back from Basili, and over the back is Allison. And that'll send us to the under 8 break. Comes with 7 minutes and 49, rather 4. Keep you up to date.
Yeah, 6 games, and several of them have a significant importance on seeding.
Trey Calvin, high screen, back to Basili. Feeds it over to Holden. Holden fakes the shot. Left lane line, Basili feeds it back out to Holden. He's got a straight on 3. Hits the front of the rim, and Finke gets a big rebound. Throws it back to Basili in the post against Akuche. Basili backing in, goes off balance with the right hand and puts it in.
Yeah, nice move. That was a really nice move. Took his time. There was no double team. He dribbled into the lane. Akuche was defending him. I think Youngstown feels like Akuche can handle him one-on-one.
Into the game, Ogoro, who hit that big 3. He gives it up to Allison. Inside, goes up and under, missed it. Ball tipped out to Calvin.
Finke couldn't get that rebound, but he tipped it out to Trey Calvin.
Finke, right corner, back out front, Basili. He'll try a 3 and get it. I'll tell you, he's not afraid to take them.
No, he's taking the 3rd most on the team. Now, his shooting percentage is not very good. It's like 26%. You cringe every time he shoots it, but that time it went in.
And the Raiders are up by 9 with 6:38 to play in the first half. Rattan Mays off the screen, can't penetrate. Back to Allison. Now Akuche, one-on-one against Basili.
Yeah, I think Grant's going to give him a little room after that last move.
He pulls up. His shot is good.
I mean, you notice, he was giving him the jump shot because the last time he got burned on a spin move and a dunk.
Akuche warming up. He's got 6. Holden on the wing. Throws the ball over to Braun. Braun behind the back dribble. Goes back out to Basili. Basili, short pass to Finke. He'll try a 3 and rim it in and out. And the rebound is done.
Yeah, that thing went everything but went in.
29-22, under 6 minutes to play. Youngstown State trailing with the basketball. Akuche gives it up. Agoro hedged out by Basili. Dunn back to Akuche, lost it for a moment, picked it up with 10 on the shot clock on the baseline. Spin move goes inside, turned around off the glass and in.
Well, he's done that twice now. The first time he dunked it, Raiders are a little late on help. When he spins like that, he turns his back to the defense. If you get good help there, you can put a stop to that. But so far, the Raiders haven't been able to do that.
Calvin crossover dribble, feeds the ball back out to Basili. Basili on Dunn, takes him down in low, backing in traffic, fade away, and a traveling call. Substitution, Braun is out. Norris in for Wright State. Dwayne Cohill back onto the floor for the Penguins. And Ollison is out. Wright State scoreless over the last minute 37. High post pass, Akuche hands it off to Cohill. Rattan Mays with it. Trying to reset. Akuche out high. Hands it off to Cohill. Cohill navigating between traffic. His layup rolls off the rim, but to clean it up done, he can't get it to go. Agoro, rather.
Yeah, that was a point-blank rebound. He just missed it.
Norris checks in for three. He's got his second of the game. It's 32-24 Raiders. Clock running with 4:43 to play in the first.
Well, he didn't hesitate on that one. He caught it and shot it. You know, I've been a little critical of him hesitating. You know, at that time he caught it and he just shot it off the break. Big basket for the Raiders.
Akuche to the cutting Cohill inside, draws the foul. Cohill is lightning quick.
Yeah, he is, and he made a good cut there too, Chris. He was on the weak side. And you know, when you're on the weak side and you make a cut, you always got a good chance of beating your man because he might be watching the ball. And just for in Cohill's case, it doesn't take much of a ball watch to get beat because Cohill, as you said, is so quick.
Just 2 points here in this first half. 0 for 4 from the field. He'll get 2 free throws right here. And his first is good.
No, he hasn't scored, but Ollison and
well, he hit 2 free throws earlier.
And Akuche have made up for it. Akuche has just had a phenomenal first half. I mean, he's made some big-time moves inside. He's got Grant Basili wondering what in the world you got to do to defend the guy.
And the second one rattles out, but an offensive rebound by Akuche. Back out to Cohill.
Yeah, he just beat his man. He tried to box out, but he just beat him on the baseline.
Akuche, skip pass over to Rattan Mays. Pull up at the free throw line. Out, but a rebound by Dunn, and he's traveling. Shuffled his feet when he went for the shot fake. Turnover for Youngstown State. That is their 5th here in the first half.
Well, that was a good closeout by Wright State. That's why he traveled, because it was a good closeout, I think, by Tim Finke. They're in the zone again.
Here's Holden, swings it around left side. Finke down low to Wilburn, going in strong with the right hand.
Nice
put
move.
It in.
That's a really nice move. We haven't seen that often from C.J. Wilburn, but that was a great move inside.
His first 2 of the game.
Well, he just is a young man that needs some confidence. That's all it is. I mean, he comes off the bench. You know, he was played a lot more minutes when he was at Milwaukee.
Done for 3. It is short. Rebound on the baseline by Norris. Quickly back for Wright State. Holden looking inside. He feeds Wilburn on the block. Back out front to Holden. Gets it back to Wilburn. Wilburn against Akuche. Using that body, goes inside off the glass. Can't get it to fall. Rebound Agoro. Now it's Cohill. Crossover dribble. Can't get around Calvin. Nearly had it stripped by Holden. Akuche back out front to Rattan Mays. 3:14 to play in the first. 34-25 Raiders. Here's Dunn.
He almost traveled there. In fact, I think he did travel.
Akuche head and shoulder fake goes inside. Shot was partially blocked. Raiders come up with a deflection. On the run, Calvin off to Finke. Back to Calvin. Calvin feeds to the cutting Holden, who lays it in.
Yeah, that's a big-time fast break.
Shooter you mentioned earlier, Coach, also on the floor for the Penguins.
Yeah, he comes off the bench. Now, he's made 29 threes on the season, and that's pretty much what he does.
Raiders don't do this a lot. Put a little pressure on in the backcourt. Youngstown State is able to get it, but the little trap out front at half court. Youngstown State's Cohill with it, driving to the hoop. Flips it back to Rattan Mays. He'll fire up a 3. Missed it, and he's fouled.
Well, you absolutely never want to do that. Foul a three-point shooter. You see it happen all the time. I do not understand why it happens so often. First off, you never want to foul a jump shooter, and secondly, you never want it to be a three-point shot.
Mays will get 3. Scores his 3rd point of the game. He's 1 for 4 from the floor in 16 minutes of play. Second one is also good.
And that's a great rally breaker. I mean, the Raiders were on a little run, and Youngstown's going to the line for 3 free throws without the clock running. That's just that's a great rally breaker.
All 3 made by Rattan Mays.
Just exactly what you want if you're if you're Youngstown State.
And they drop back to a 2-3 zone to the Penguins. Calvin picks up his dribble over to Norris.
Now they were trying to screen the top of that zone, and he went off the screen, but then he picked his dribble up.
Holden looking inside for Basili. Can't find a passing lane, so he takes it in himself with the right hand. Left it short. The tip is good by Basili.
See, I preach this all the time. What you want to do against the zone is if you take a shot, get somebody to the glass, because it's hard to box out, and that's exactly what happened there. Tanner Holden drove into the lane, got the defense to get 2 guys on him, and that left the rim exposed for Grant Basili.
Here's Cohill going up short distance, misses the layup inside a foul on Jameer Thomas over the back. 38-28 Raiders with 1:51 to go in the first.
Excellent box out by Tanner Holden. I think you'll see it here. I mean, there's it's Grant Basili. Excellent box out by Grant Basili. Thomas went over the top. That's going to be the 1-and-1.
17 fouls now on the Penguins in this first half. For Thomas, that is his first personal foul. Only one player more than one, that's Ollison. He's got 2 for Youngstown State. The Raiders do not have a player with more than 1 foul. They've committed 5 in this first half. So Grant Basili, Raiders' second leading scorer, will make the free throw. His first attempt tonight, he's now got 12 points. Grant shooting 78% at the line.
So far in that game, Wright State's got 4 turnovers. Youngstown's got 6. And rebounds are really close, 18-16.
Basili makes them both. And the Raiders set up full court pressure, and they lead by 12, 40-28, 1:50 to play in the first.
We saw this for the first time in the Detroit game when the Wright State was behind.
Cohill into the corner, Shelton for 3. Too strong, rebound Calvin. He's going to push it up the floor. Calvin at the point. Now he'll slow it down, go around on Cohill on the baseline. Skip pass back out to Norris. Norris to the free throw line. Now it's Holden inside. He gets his man in the air with the right hand. He's fouled, and Thomas now has picked up another personal foul. That's his second. Stops the clock with 1:27 left in the first half, and Holden to the line for 2.
See, the other thing that three-quarter court press does is it forces it. Well, it doesn't force them, but it encourages them to take a quick shot without a rebounder, and that's what Shelton did. He took a shot from the corner. They didn't have the rebounders under the basket that they normally do because of the three-quarter court press. For the life of me, I don't understand why more teams don't do that. Utilize it. As long as you don't give up a layup, Chris, there's no disadvantage to it. Plus, the other team has to use some shot clock to get it up there, so you don't have to play defense for the full 28 seconds.
Holden makes both free throws. He's now got 8 points in the game, or 10, I should say. And the Raiders lead by 14 with 1:20 to play in the first. Cohill, left corner, Rattan Mays for 3. Got
big
it.
Basket. That's a big basket.
Rattan Mays.
Well, that's 6 points.
He's got 8.
Yeah, 1 on the 3 free throws he made because they fouled him on a 3-point shot, and then he makes a 3.
Holden. Double teamed in the zone, threw the ball out. It's tipped out to Calvin. The Raiders catch a break. Cohill nearly stole it.
Yeah, he sure did.
Now it's Norris with 14 to shoot. 55 seconds left in the first half.
Good defense, and they weren't rewarded for it.
Finke to Norris, middle of the zone, Basili. Basili off the dribble against Thomas. Turn around from 5 feet away. Up the glass is good.
That was a tough shot. That was not an easy shot. That's a good job by Thomas, forcing him away from out of his comfort zone. And Grant made a tough shot.
Basili with 15. It's 44-31 Wright State. 32 seconds to go in the first half. Cohill with the dribble into the corner. Shelton 3. It's off the mark. Tipped out by Thomas to Shelton. To Thomas. Shot fake, goes up and scores.
That's a good job by Thomas to tip that ball out. He couldn't get the rebound. He saved a possession for Youngstown State, and they They took advantage of it.
9 seconds to go in the first half. Raiders shot clock is off, leading by 11. Norris for 3. It's missed. The tip is up and no good. Basili had it. Can't get it off in
success.
Allison, Rattan Mays, Dunn, Akuche, Cohill, the starters for Youngstown, back on the floor. Calvin, Basili, Finke, Braun, and Holden for Wright State. Cohill off the dribble against Finke, trying to take him inside, leans off the glass and scores. Great one-on-one move.
Great move. That's what he does. He's really good one-on-one. That's what he does best. Dribble drive to the basket. He can shoot the 3, and he took that against Finke. I mean, there was a switch there, and he ended up with Tim on him.
Cohill now with 5 in the game. His first bucket coming here early in the second half. Calvin off the screen to Basili. Back to Basili. He's left open from 3. It's too strong. And the rebound battle for Finke. Tried to tip it to Calvin, but it went out of bounds. And the ball will belong at half court to Youngstown State. Trailing by 9 with 19:18 to play. Coach Scott Nagy wants to see his team come out and play really good here in this first 5 minutes of the second half. His team has been up and down throughout the season.
Well, the first 5 minutes of the second half are always important if it's a close game, and for both teams. You want to, particularly, in Wright State's case, they've.
Rattan Mays going to the bucket. And Youngstown State thinks that there was a goaltend.
Well, there was.
The foul was on Calvin. Trey Calvin. And the bucket is good. Rattan Mays will try to complete the 3-point play.
That's exactly what Youngstown wanted to do. I mean, they get off to a good start. They were down 11. Get into this and get it under double figures right away, and they've done that.
Rattan Mays perfect at the line tonight. 4 for 4. He's now got 9 points. Full court pressure shown by the Penguins. Inbounds pass goes to Holden at midcourt. And coming from behind is Cohill, and he fouls him from behind at midcourt.
Kind of a silly foul there. No need to do that.
First personal foul on the Youngstown State guard. Raiders will inbound on the left sideline in their own end. We played just shy of a minute here in the second half. It's 44-38 Raiders. 5-0 run here early for the Penguins. Calvin lobs it inside to Basili. Seals his man, got the easy one off the glass.
That's good ball movement there. I don't know what happened with Akuche there. He got caught. I mean, that's not very good defense to play on the high side. You give Grant Basili the low side of where he can use the glass.
Basili with a steal out front from Akuche. Has Akuche to beat, goes inside, the layup is good.
Wow, what a move for a 6'9" guy. I mean, he took that right at him and got the basket. That was the complete deal by Grant Basili. Got the steal and got the basket.
Free throw line, Akuche. 10 first half points. Gives the ball back out to Cohill. Dribbling around Finke, leans in with the right hand, blocked by Finke. Cohill gets it back on the block. Goes inside, forces it up, traveling call.
Yeah, good job by Grant Basili there. I mean, that too much dribbling by Cohill. I mean, that was a great defensive play. You know, the last time Cohill took, Cohill's talking a little trash here coming down the floor.
He and Tanner Holden talking a little bit through this game.
But anyway, I mean, that was a great defense by
Calvin fires up a three-pointer. No good. Rebound Finke. Back inside it goes to Braun. Braun against Dunn. Puts it off the glass and can't get it. Coming down with it is Akuche. 10-point lead for the Raiders. Rattan Mays out to Allison. Akuche on the wing against Basili. Goes around him, gets position, tried the dunk, missed it. But a foul is called on Basili. And that'll be the second team foul on the Raiders here in the second half. Basili picks up his first personal.
That's a pretty good play. I mean, I think the foul was called because he missed the dunk. But I mean, I'm not sure there was a lot of contact there. I mean, Akuche just missed the shot.
Akuche, one of two Penguins in double figures. He's got 10. Rattan Mays has 11. First free throw is no good. This is his first of the night. He's now 2 out of 3. Hunter checks in for Youngstown State, and Cohill's going to come out for a quick breather, I'm sure. He's been frustrated tonight by the Raiders' defense.
Well, that last time he took it to the basket, I mean,
Akuche makes the second one.
That was a great job of defending him by Tim Finke. I mean, he blocked his shot and just got him out of sync altogether.
Raiders with the possession. We played 2.5 minutes in the second half. Holden dribbling in against Olesen. Goes up with the right hand off the glass and scores. Good post move.
If you're not going to double him and you allow him to take that little dribble into the lane, you're going to be up against it.
That's a dozen for Tanner Holden.
He's very, very good using the glass.
Tan Mays over to Akuche. Head and shoulder fake down the baseline. Ball tipped away and stolen by Calvin. Raiders on the break. Got a 3-on-2. Holden lost the dribble but picks it up. Spin move goes right around. Allison goes up. Basket will not go, but he is fouled. And Tanner Holden will go to the free throw line for 2.
Little reverse dribble down here. He corrals it, and then he makes a little spin move on the baseline and tried to finish that. Dunn committed the foul, bothered him from making the. He's going to shoot 2 free throws. It's good recovery by Dunn because that was going to be a layup. At least he's going to make him shoot the 2 free throws.
Holden with 13 points tonight. He makes that first free throw. He has missed 2 at the line now in 5 attempts. 4 rebounds to go along with 13 points for the Raiders' leading scorer, averaging around 20 per game. And the second one is also good.
Well, Youngstown came out and got off to a 5-0 run. Wright State has countered that with a 8-1 run on their own.
52-39, Wright State's lead back in double digits at 13 with 16:45 to play. Tan Mays trying to get around Calvin. Hesitation dribble, pull up beyond the free throw line, rattles out, and the rebound, number 5 for Holden.
That's a great job by Trey Calvin. He didn't go behind the screen, Chris. He got over the top of the screen both times.
Holden leans inside with the right hand. He goes around the defender and scores.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's why my vote for player of the year would be Tanner Holden. He is so tough to guard, and he doesn't do things he can't do. He stays within himself. Just a great basketball player.
Olafson is hedged out by Basili out front, picks up his dribble. Now to Hunter, steps into a 3-point basket, misses it. Long rebound to Tan Mays, goes under the basket. Takes it back out with the dribble to Dunn. Now Allison. Akuche on the wing. Hunter wants it down to the post. Not a good pass. It's loose. Goes out of bounds and off Finke with 7 on the shot clock. Youngstown's BB on social media. Back to action. Youngstown State with a possession as we come back, trailing 54-39. And a traveling call on the potential drive to the bucket by Cohill, who has struggled here tonight after 25 in the first meeting between these 2 teams a month ago.
Well, Tim Finke's on him, and Tim's a little taller than him, and that was just he just got in a hurry there. I mean, he just got ahead of himself.
Trey Calvin out front.
It's like they've gone to a 1-3-1 here. They're going to trap out of it.
And they steal it. Olafson goes against Calvin, goes in, had it blocked from behind by
that was a good block.
But they call it goaltending.
Yeah, I don't know about that. If we see a replay of that, I thought he got that on a ball. Here we got to look at it. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. No, that's a good block. That ball was not on its way down, and whoa.
Yeah, and it didn't hit the backboard either.
No.
But credit the basket. Holden in the corner, skip pass other side of the floor to Calvin. Now Finke left open from 3. It's way short. Grazed the front of the rim. Easy rebound for Hunter.
Yeah, when Tim misses a 3, it's always short. He doesn't get his feet into it.
Akuche finds the cutter. Cohill goes inside, and he's fouled. He'll get 2 free throws, stops the clock with 15:08 to play. Tanner Holden picks up the foul. That's number 2 personal foul on Holden. I think Tanner was talking to the official afterwards, and we saw that on replay. He may have just gone up on his tippy toes, moved a little bit, called for the blocking foul. Cohill will get 2 free throws, and the first one is up and no good. Cohill, an excellent free throw shooter, only has 5 points tonight. Well, 3 of those at the free throw line. I think he's gotten
a little frustrated. I mean, the Raiders have done a good job on him defensively. It's been Trey Calvin and Tim Finke, primarily Tim Finke, and he's just made life difficult for him. Now, Cohill
makes the second.
Likes to drive to the basket, and I think 2 of his baskets are dribble drives where he's got all the way to the rim, and the other 3 points are free throws.
Raiders lead at 12. We played 5 minutes here in the second half. Calvin dribbles through the trap. Now with it, gets it over to Finke. Finke, dribble drive inside, out to Norris into the game. Now Calvin, back to Finke, Norris. He'll try a 3 from the left side. It's too long, and the rebound to Hunter. And a steal by Holden in the backcourt. He'll lay it in. You got to look out for Tanner Holden. Little sneaky on defense, gets the easy bucket.
That's a big basket because Wright State had gone a couple of possessions without scoring. That's a big basket.
Cohill pull-up jump shot mid-range is good. Cohill gets his second field goal. 56-44 Raiders, 14:20 to play. Youngstown State going to trap at half court. Left corner Finke. They want the Raiders to take threes. Short corner left Holden. Baseball pass over to Calvin. Calvin feeds it down short corner right to Holden. Holden wants a clear out against Cohill. Takes it on the baseline with the left hand, missed it. Basili goes up. He puts it up and in.
Well, that was an air ball by Tanner Holden, but it got all the way over the rim, and Grant Basili just used his size to get that rebound. I mean, that was just the shot didn't hit anything, and Youngstown had Basili boxed out, but it went over the Youngstown player's head.
On the wing, it's Akuche. Now Cohill. 13 to shoot. Cohill drives it inside. Back out to Rattan Mays for three. Hits the back of the rim. Hunter with a rebound. He'll lay it in easily.
Yeah, he had Norris on him, and that was no contest right there.
Lead is 12 with 13:20 to play for the Raiders. Youngstown going to trap in half court. Norris with it deep on the right side. Couple of dribbles with the left hand. Throws it right corner. Finke goes down the baseline. Feeds it over to Calvin. He's wide open for three. He can't get it. Rebound Holden. Holden brings the ball back out.
Basili's got Cohill on him, and the Raiders don't recognize it.
Right corner Calvin. He'll try one from that side, and he's fouled by Cohill. The three-pointer was a little bit long off the back of the iron, but Cohill going for the block fouled him. That's his second personal foul and the team's third, but more importantly, 3 free throws for Trey Calvin.
Yeah, again, I mean, he's in the deep corner. It's a tough shot. The shot clock's winding down. Really a silly foul. I mean, it's the second one we've seen tonight, one by Wright State and that one by Youngstown. Trey misses the first free throw.
Raiders struggling at the line tonight, just 6 out of 10. Calvin, his first trip to the line. He only has 3 points tonight, averaging 14 per game. Second one is missed. Calvin 86% leading the team coming into the game. Basili's going to get a break. Wilburn in for Wright State.
Well, these are important minutes for Wright State because Basili's been such a factor in this game. And, you know, this is a situation where Youngstown really needs to take advantage of this.
Well, Calvin makes 1 out of 3. He's going to come out for a rest, and Andrew Wellage checks in for him.
Raiders got a couple of subs in here. He's E.J. Wilburn, and, well, actually, they have 3. Norris, Wellage, and Wilburn. So this is an opportunity for Youngstown to make some hay.
Agoro also on the floor for the Penguins. On the wing left. Olesen. Now Akuche goes inside. Had it stripped by Holden and picked up by Norris. Up the right sideline is Wellage. Wellage finds the
great
cutter.
pass.
Saw Finke on the cut on the wing, and he drilled it with a 2-hand jam.
What a great pass. I mean, that's good vision right there. Just really good vision. And great job by Tim Finke running the floor like that.
Now Cohill working against Finke on the wing. Pitches it back out to Agoro. Rattan Mays had it momentarily to Akuche. Olesen. Rattan Mays dribbling to the basket with a right hand. Lays it up in and is
big time
fouled.
move. That's a big time move by Rattan Mays. He was determined.
He's got 13 points, a chance to make it 14 on that really strong drive from the left side to the basket.
He's had a really good game. You know, the advantage the Wright State has tonight in defending Cohill is they've got a guy like Tim Finke. Tim's about 6'5", maybe 6'5.5", and he can guard a point guard. He can guard an inside guy. He can guard a wing guy. And he's had Cohill tonight, and he's done a great job on him.
Full court pressure shown by Youngstown. The Raiders break it with Holden. Got a 2-on-1. Holden stops at the lane line, back out to Wellage.
Yeah, good decision there.
Wilburn wants it inside. Holden, though, with a dribble on the right sideline with 15 to shoot. He gets it to Wilburn. And an offensive foul is called against Wright. Ball out of that timeout. That last call, a foul on C.J. Wilburn, who remains on the floor for Wright State. Cohill will bring the ball up the floor. He's got 8. Rattan Mays, who leads the Penguins tonight in scoring. Olesen misses the 3. Penguins miss the 3-pointer, and the Raiders come back with it. Here's Wellage. On the wing, will slow it down. Needs some help. Throws it high post to Basili. And Basili one-on-one against Akuche, now double-teamed. Out at Welledge. Left corner, Finke. Finke, one bounce pass over to Wilburn, who lays it in.
What a great pass.
Wilburn says thank you very much. Gets the bucket. He's got 4. Ollison. Crossover dribble on Welledge. Takes him inside. Puts up the layup. And it will not go. Late on the flange, but he will go to the free throw line for 2. Foul is on Welledge. That's his first. And already 16 fouls on the Raiders with just under 11 minutes to play.
Ollison's a good player. I mean, he really he shoots the 3 ball really well. He's made 54 of them out there on the season, but he can take you off the dribble, and this is the first free throw.
Tanner Holden back in for Wright State. Wilburn will come out. Tevin Ollison from Memphis, Tennessee, misses the second free throw. So both teams have missed a few free throws tonight, and they're both excellent shooting teams from there. With the ball is Basili in the post against Akuche, dribbling in off the glass and scores.
Well, you know, I said this earlier, but Youngstown's made the decision to not double team Grant, and most teams this year have double teamed him aggressively. And when you don't double team him, boy, I'll tell you what, you sometimes pay the price.
Ball kicked out of bounds by the Raiders. 10:28 to play, 65-49, Wright State.
He does a really good job of getting angles inside and being able to use the glass, and that's what happened that time. He caught him on the low post, made a couple dribbles, and got it off the glass for a layup.
Now Cohill with it. Hesitation dribble, goes inside on Finke. He's double teamed. Back out to Akuche, fires a 3. Hit the backboard and off the rim and into the hands of Holden, and he's fouled in the backcourt by Adoro.
Again, that was a great job by Tim Finke. I mean, just a great job defending Cohill. Forced him into a outside shot, good rebound. They try to steal it here, come from behind. Tanner held on to it with strong hands. This is a dangerous time right here for Youngstown. They're down 16. Wright State's kind of got their act together here in the second half. Youngstown came out and cut that 11-point lead into down to 6 with 5 straight points. But Wright State
Holden lobs it inside to Basili. It's blocked from behind by Cohill, but a foul is going to be called on Youngstown State. It's going to be Cohill with a personal. That's his third. And that's the 15th foul on Youngstown State.
Cohill got caught on Grant inside, and that's a total mismatch. Instead of trying to block that shot, he probably would have been better off if he'd have tried to get it out of his hands, as he was bringing it up. Cohill's not a happy camper right here.
He's talking to one of the fans along the near sideline. It's been an ongoing conversation throughout the night, and Courtney Green is going to come over in that area to try to settle things down. As Basili is at the free throw line for 2, and the first one rolls in. Grant Basili now with 24 points in this game, leads all scorers. Only 2 Raiders in double figures. Holden has 18. Second free throw from Basili. Got a little rim, but fell through for another point. He's got 24. Clock running.
After that big basket by Rattan Mays on the dribble drive, the Raiders have scored 6 straight points.
Cohill off the screen, working against Finke, gets another screen. Finke goes underneath it. Cohill goes to the basket. His shot is up and good.
Yeah, that's a good job. I mean, he dribbled a bit too much, but he got by him that time. Had a difficult shot at the rim. He got it off the glass and got it to Gus. A nice move by Cohill.
1-3-1 half court. All alone is Basili. He dunks it. Good lead pass by Welledge, and that's got to be a breakdown from the defense.
Yeah, they got confused. There was a screen there, but Akuche just lost him.
25 for Basili. It's an 18-point lead for the Raiders with 9:20 to play. Akuche out front. Ollison for 3. Got it. And a timeout called. Jim Brown. Wright State with the basketball. Andrew Welledge will bring the ball up the floor. Youngstown has been switching their defenses tonight, playing a lot of zone as well as some man-to-man early.
Yeah, they were in a 1-3-1. This looks like a 2-3.
Calvin with a dribble out front. Takes it to the block, flips one up off balance and scores on the right lane line.
I don't think he wanted to shoot it. He got into the lane looking to pass, but there was nobody guarding him, so he just pulled the trigger, hit that little jump shot.
Off the dribble, Cohill against Calvin this time. Back out to Allison. Goes inside, lost the dribble, picks the ball back up. 15 on the shot clock.
That's great defense by Tanner Holden. Took away the dribble drive, made him reverse.
Here's a three by Rattan Mays. It just grazes the rim, but there's Thomas to clean it up and put it in. Yeah, Thomas with 6.
What have we said about air balls? They're hard for the defense to rebound, and that was a perfect example there.
71-56 Raiders. Wellich on the wing to Holden. Pull up short range jump shot is good. Tanner Holden with 20.
You know, if you're going to play against the zone defense, you got to have somebody that can make that jump shot just inside the foul line. Wright State has a couple guys that can do that. Tim Finke and Tanner Holden. He just did it there. It's a real weapon against the zone.
Tan Mays, a lot of dribbling against Wellich. Cannot take him inside. Now he wants to screen. He's double teamed. Back to Thomas. Thomas against Finke, feeds it out to a wide open Ollison, and he drains it.
Yeah, you cannot leave him open. Somebody made a big mistake there. You don't want to leave him. He's one guy. Well, he's their best three-point shooter.
Here's Calvin, back to Basili. He'll try to answer a three, and it rattles out. Rebound picked up by the baseline by Thomas. 73-59 Raiders, 7.5 to play. Rattan Mays, hesitation dribble, off balance with the right hand, misses it off the backboard, pulled down by Basili. In transition, Wellich goes to Holden under the bucket, pump fake, goes up and scores, overdone.
That stops a 10-4 run by Youngstown State. Wright State, I mean, Youngstown had scored 10 points on their last 4 possessions, hit 2 threes.
Now it's Thomas, left sideline. Ollison, another three. He got it. He's on fire.
A lot of that's been Graham Basili and Tanner Holden. There's no question about that. Now, Akuche's been quiet here in the second half. It's been more Ollison and Cohill.
Cohill knocks the ball out of bounds on the pass intended for Wellich on the right wing. Wellich will inbound in front of his own bench.
Akuche, I don't think he scored here in the second half.
Basili has it out high. Short pass on the wing left to Holden. Holden, head and shoulder fake. Spin, turnaround jumper, left lane line, off the rim. Rebound Thomas. Thomas to Ollison to Cohill. Cohill dribbling inside. Nice pass to Akuche. Blocked from behind by Basili. Whistle and a foul on Wright State. It's going to be on Basili. Picks up his third with 6:24 to play. Raiders up by 13.
Yeah, they just worked a 2-man game there. You see the screen and roll. Basili stopped Cohill from going to the basket, and he made a nice pass to Akuche, who was rolling to the basket. Akuche, this might get him going, because Chris, I don't think he scored here in the second half. Maybe 1 point, and he misses the free throw.
It's 3 out of 5 at the line tonight. He made his first three.
They've missed their last. I know the player before this missed 2, and Akuche missed this one, so they.
And the second one, got it. 75-63, Raiders by a dozen. Ton Mays going to pick up Calvin at midcourt. Trey with a dribble out front. Goes to Basili. Braun into the game, trying to work it down low. Basili against Thomas out front to Wellich. Now Calvin swings it right sideline to Holden, 10 to shoot. Here's Calvin off the screen. Feeds it back to Holden. He'll fire up a three-pointer. Missed it. Rebound Akuche.
That's 2 straight possessions. The Raiders haven't gotten anything going at all. And this, you know, there's plenty of time here. This is a dangerous time for.
Cohill going inside, driving with a bucket off the glass. Lead is now 10.
Youngstown's got some guys that can score. They can score in a heartbeat. Ollison and Cohill. So this game's far from being over. Right.
Now Calvin feeds the ball over to Basili.
Can't take their foot off the gas. They got to stay aggressive.
15 on the shot clock. Calvin driving strong into the bucket, and a foul is called on Youngstown State. That will be their 16th foul. Foul is going to be called on Rattan Mays.
Well, Trey missed 2 free throws in the first half. You know, he got fouled in the act of shooting a 3 and missed 2 of the 3. He's got a chance here to get back in the scoring column. He gets it to go. That's you know, free throws are. I said this earlier. Free throws are great rally stoppers. Youngstown had scored 6 straight points and cut into this lead. Now Wright State answers with a free throw here.
Calvin's next free throw is also good. Trey Calvin, back-to-back free throws. He's got 8 points. Raiders are up by 12. Clock running with 5:24 to play. Finke back in for Wright State, working against Cohill. In the corner, Rattan Mays for 3, drills it from the right corner. That's the 6th 3 of the night for the Penguins. They now trail by 9 with 5:10 to play.
Now they've scored on 8 of their last 9 possessions, so they got their offense going right now.
Calvin going inside, runner with the right hand, left it short, ball tipped out front, and Holden will pick it up. Shot clock back to 20.
Actually, Chris, they've scored on.
Here's the cutter inside, Holden, thrown away. Welledge, Holden thought he was held, but he is not, and the ball goes back to the Penguins, only down by 3 possessions with 4:53 to play.
Well, they've scored on 9 of their last 10 possessions. I mean, they got it going right now.
On a 9-2 run.
Yeah, Wright State's going to have to figure out a way to defend them. Want to come away with a win. Because there's plenty of time. Youngstown has plenty. And this is, you know, Wright State, when they played up at Youngstown, had a 7-point lead with 4 minutes to go.
Cohill with a left hand, left it short, rebound Holden, and he's fouled in the backcourt. It's going to be either Cohill or Thomas. Both are reaching. Let's see who the official.
I think it's on Cohill.
And it is going to be on Cohill. That is going to be his 4th foul.
Well, he missed a pretty easy shot right in front of the rim, and you know, Tanner got the rebound and was trying to clear himself and get out. And Cohill really didn't have anywhere to go. He couldn't get out of the way. Committed the foul. He's going to come out of the game. That's a loss for Youngstown because he's a guy that can get to the rim, and what they want to do right now is get to the rim. I mean, they don't need to be shooting threes. They want to get to the rim, either get fouled or get something inside.
So Holden at the line for the 1-and-1.
Missed it.
And he missed it. Rebound Finke, but Rattan Mays steps in front of Calvin and gets the ball. Rattan Mays brings it into the forecourt. Feeds it down low to Thomas against Vasily. Spin move going around him. Passes over to Hunter. He lost it and stolen by Norris. Raiders with the ball up by 9 with 4:20 to play. Calvin crossover dribble, goes inside, scoop shot off the rim, but the follow dunk by Grant Vasily. Wow, loud and love in the crowd tonight will like that one.
Yeah, well, he ain't the only one that likes it. I mean, that was a big-time play by Grant to follow that miss, and that was an Akuche dunk.
29 points for Vasily, 4 minutes to play. Rattan Mays, Olesen feeds the post to Thomas. Thomas against Vasily, just bullying him inside, offensive foul.
Press here.
It's like, man, Raiders inbounded to Vasily. Needs some help in the backcourt. He'll dribble it himself.
Why not? He did it earlier and went coast to coast.
Throws it out front to Norris. 18 on the shot clock. Raiders will set their offense. Calvin with it, looking inside, back out to Norris. Cross-court pass to Finke. Left lane line extended. Vasily tried to find the cutter, Holden, and threw it right by him for a turnover.
That was the right idea. He just threw it a little bit too high because Tanner would have been open. He made a nice cut on the weak side, and Grant saw him, just threw the ball a little bit too high.
Cohill lets the ball roll up near midcourt. Now he picks it up. Clock starts with 3:25 left. Penguins with the ball, trailing by 11. In the corner, 3. Olesen missed it short. Rebound Holden.
See, again, Cohill wanted to go one-on-one there, and Tim Finke took it right away from him. Just great defense, and then they kicked it to the corner for the 3. You'd rather them shoot a 3 than get a layup, and credit Tim Finke.
Holden off the dribble, goes inside the reverse layup. He beat Olesen off the dribble. 81-68 Raiders under 3 minutes to play. Holden now with 22. Akuche still dribbling, left-hand pass on the wing to Rattan Mays. Step back 3 over Calvin, got it. That's his 3rd tonight on 5 attempts from 3.
Well, they've shot the 3 ball really well. That's the one thing Youngstown's done really well here tonight is shoot the 3.
Calvin dribbling it into the corner, Holden. Holden off the dribble, down the baseline. He's double teamed, throws the ball back out to Norris.
Yeah, good decision by Tanner. Good defense by Youngstown. Don't force anything.
It's Vasily, double teamed. Norris, left corner, Finke. Finke back to Norris. Now it's Calvin. Calvin sets his feet for 3. Short. Rebound tipped on the baseline out of bounds. And last touch by Wright State's Holden. 2:09 to play. 81-71 Wright State. Cohill. Now he picks up the ball as Finke comes back to pressure him in the backcourt. Cohill gets the ball back against Finke. Crossover dribble, can't get around it. Now gets a screen, takes it inside. Mid-range jump shot by Olesen is short into the hands of Calvin.
You know, Youngstown is, when they've scored 70 points this season, they're 14-3, and they have 71 here tonight. So credit Wright State's offense because they've come through.
A silly dribble handoff to hold it on the wing. Head and shoulder fake spin move, goes inside with the left hand and lays it in. And a timeout is
4 points off Wright State's turnovers. Wright State has committed 8 turnovers. Youngstown's committed 14.
1:35 remaining. Penguins with the ball. Olesen for 3, rattles out from long range. The ball picked up on the floor by Calvin. Again, both teams are in the bonus. 83-71 Wright State by a dozen. Here's Calvin, swings it back to Basili, looking inside for Holden. Takes it with a dribble on the wing. He's double teamed, back to Holden, but stolen by Cohill. Ball loose and picked up midcourt by Olesen. Back to Cohill. He'll fire the 3 over Norris. No good. And the rebound, hustle rebound for Finke. He'll bring it up the right sideline. We're under a minute to play. Raiders with the ball, leading by a dozen. Basili with it, hands it back to Holden. Now it's Norris on the wing to Calvin. 15 on the shot clock.
Yeah, you want to run the clock down here. You don't want to. Actually, you'd like to get fouled rather than. And it doesn't look like Youngstown's going to foul. I mean,
Calvin
points down
off the dribble to the elbow. Goes up inside the paint, misses it. Ball tipped underneath on a foul. Going to stay on this end. Foul against Youngstown State.
Tanner's going to shoot the 1-on-1. He was trying to get the rebound, and you know, in another game tonight that is significantly for both Wright State and Youngstown is that Oakland-Fort Wayne score, and Oakland is getting it handed to them at home. I mean, they lost 2 games last week to Wright State and Northern Kentucky. They were undefeated on their home. Tanner makes the first free throw. They were undefeated on their home court, and Wright State beat them last Friday, and then Northern went in there and beat them, and now they're losing tonight by 18 points to Fort Wayne.
Well, Youngstown State is going to go ahead and make mass substitutions here with 32.4 seconds left. Jared Calhoun has decided, hey, you know what? I think Raiders going to win tonight. Second free throw by Holden, no good. Tanner with 27 tonight. 84-71 Wright State with 25 seconds left. Chacon with a dribble out front, gets it out to Shelton. Shelton back out to Dunn. 6'8" forward, hands it over to Long, tipped into the backcourt by Calvin. Calvin going to trace him for down at the baseline, battling it. 8 seconds remaining. Over to Dunn. Right corner. Agoro hit the side of the backboard. And it goes out of bounds. A shot clock violation. 1.7 seconds left.
Well,
and the crowd up on their feet here at the Nutter Center.
And a game that Wright State absolutely had to win if they wanted to finish in the top 4 in the conference going into the tournament. They had a great performance tonight.